name is Stephanie, here with you in the Volume.com studio this morning, and we are actually live right now over at Volume.com if you want to check out video, because we are joined by a very special guest this morning. Well, multiple special guests, but we've got Amy right here in the studio. How are you doing today?
I'm great. I'm doing great. It's awesome to be in Nashville.
Yeah, well, we love having you here, and you've been doing a lot around Nashville this week. You just played a show at Basement East on Sunday. Correct? And then you're out at the Ryman tonight opening for Tedeschi Trucks Band, so lots going on. How's the run of shows going?
It's been great. We started out in Texas, and we've been working our way back, and the band, we're about 7 people in a van and just driving. And
it's the way to do it, right?
We're doing it, and we've done a bunch of shows. We've had a great time. It's great. And then we're going to play Athens tomorrow and Atlanta the next day, and then go home for a while, and I'll be back out with Indigo Girls after that. But yeah, it's been great. Now, we've been in Nashville a lot, done a lot of cool little things, and we went to Knoxville and Bristol and did some radio stuff there, and it's been awesome.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, so you just put out your newest solo album in September, If It All Goes South. So this your 10th solo album, actually, so congratulations on that.
Thanks. Yeah, when you get old, you have a lot of records.
I know. I was looking into it I was getting ready for this interview, and I was like, wow, 10 solo albums. And then I think if I did the math right, 15 studio albums with Indigo Girls, which
or it's 17. I don't know what it is. Maybe 15,
I didn't count quite right, but 15-ish.
Yeah, I think this for me it's 7 studio albums and 3 live, and then Indigos have a ton of live stuff. But yeah, just that's what you do.
So one of the things I wanted to ask you, and this is a good lead-in for that, is what inspired this newest album, If It All Goes South? What inspires your writing in general? Because that's a lot of writing to do.
Friends that tell me stories about their lives, situations in society a lot of times. I'm inspired by books sometimes, and other people, other musicians a lot. Just whatever. Think about like what you're inspired by, and it's like kind of the same thing. It's just life. There's never a dull moment, really, if you look for it, Yeah. So, and I feel like I just work on the craft and try to get better at it, because it's kind of a endless road there, that craft thing. So
I guess that's what's beautiful about art. It's kind of a never-ending challenge.
That's right.
Well, you're going to play us a few songs while you're in here this morning. So I think this first one we're starting with is one from your newest album, Joy Train. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that before we take a listen?
Sure. I sort of combined a couple of different experiences. One was when I used to go drive my kid around. She's 9 now, but when she was really young, and you know how you go in a car and you drive your kid around so they'll go to sleep because they won't sleep. So I was thinking about that and making notes on that one time. And then the other thing is I was in Jackson, Mississippi, and ran across a revival outside in a park, and there were men on horses circling the revival, kind of guarding things, and it was just a really cool moment. It was a black church, and it was like a lot of singing and joyfulness. And it made me start thinking about the ghost of all of our civil rights leaders, and I always feel them kind of on my shoulder, reminding me to stay positive in the face of any kind of, negativity, and always try to, work for the best and work for society and stuff like that. So it's kind of about that, get on the joy train, kind of adjust your attitude.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that. Well, would you mind playing it for us here?
No, we don't mind. And this is, we got Jeff Fielder over here on guitar in Radioland. Jeff Fielder's in the band. And Matt Smith is playing dobro. He's also our pedal steel player. So he's crossing over today for this one. Oh, no, you play dobro on this song on the record, right? Yeah, we recorded this in Nashville, actually, at Sound Emporium. Those folks over there are awesome.
Yeah, that's a beautiful studio.
Yeah. Juanita really helped us out, and Skylar Chuckery did our assistant engineer, and Bobby Tees from Tedeschi Trucks was our mixer and engineer, and Brian Spicer from Tedeschi Trucks did the production. And yeah, we worked there. It was a blast, a total blast. And Allison Brown played on this, the banjo player. That was a fun one. But here we go. We're going to do it with us 3. Stuck behind a chicken truck, my baby's sleeping in the back, driving out the demons as the feathers blow on past, burning up the sky to crackers in the summertime, dwelling on a cage while life flies by. Roll, Jordan, roll, roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. Jackson, Jackson, all the way to that Mississippi town where Medgar Evers haunts me. I swear he follows me around. Saw him riding with Christ Calvary and the horses and the hounds, singing joy is thy victory, the revival picnic ground. And death, where is thy sting to be found? 16 miles to that Memphis jail. The sheriff, he tells me with a smile, he said, I made 100 trips. You know, it's quiet and I'm bored right now. Well, Miss Drew got down. She was dancing with James Brown. She said in 63, I was a society queen. They say everything is fine. Two crackers giving me the lowdown. But if it's trouble they won't, well, it's trouble they will find. Roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. Hey, Papa's got a brand new bag. Jackson, all the way to that Tennessee town where Martin Luther haunts me. I swear he follows me around singing, death, where is thy sting to be found? Yeah. Child, dream until you can't. It's Cape Crusaders and hapless chance. Don't get caught squandering the good times, dwelling on a cage while life flies by. And it's roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. Roll, Jordan, roll. That's in Jackson, all the way to that Mississippi town where Medgar Evers haunts me. I swear he follows me around, riding with Christ Calvary and the horses and the hounds, singing joy is our victory, the revival picnic ground. Death, where is thy sting to be found? I open my window, spring is on the bloom. I'm burying the bones, I'm coming home, make me some room. I'm jumping on that joy train. Y'all make me some room.
Lightning 100, that is Amy Ray Band right here in the Volume.com studio live with Joy Train from the newest album, If It All Goes South, sounding so great this morning. And I think this might be the first time I've had a dobro on my show, actually. It sounds
Really?
great. Yeah, I mean, I've only been on air here for 2 years, and part of that was COVID. So I'm still in the beginning stages of having a live bands on.
That must have been culture shock for you.
Yeah, it's a little different. I started on air in March 2020, so definitely no on-air guests for quite a while with that.
Welcome to your new job.
I know, yeah, that was kind of how it was, but I've been loving it since then. But yeah, you guys sounding great. And like you said right before you started playing that one, you recorded this album here in Nashville at the Sound Emporium. So what made you want to come to Nashville to do this?
I love making records here. Indigos have made a lot of records here, and Sound Emporium specifically has really great tape machines.
Mm-hmm.
And we did tape, and they keep up the tape machines really well, and they have great techs there, and it was really all technical stuff. And also they had a woman assist engineer that I really just wanted to get more. I've got a band with a lot of dudes in it, and I thought we need some couple females in the room. So that and just the tape thing mainly. I mean, and their gear is impeccable.
Yeah.
And the people that run it are super friendly.
And it's a beautiful spot. I got to go there for a session that I was, I guess, assisting the assistant on back when I was in college.
Cool.
And it's such a cool space. I love it. But so I know you did this one live to tape there, right? Is that something you've done before, or is this like a first time for that?
With this band, we've been together about 10 years, and this band has always gone to tape. Mostly live, if not all. This record has like 7 songs live to tape and 3 that were put out as singles during COVID that we transferred to tape. But 7 of them were really like as live as we've ever done it. that's always our goal, you know?
Yeah.
But things happen, you know. But this record was really more purely that than any, because we've been together so long now that we could really, you know, just sit in that space and just, you know, if you make a mistake, you kind of just do it again, and everybody's, you know, in a good positive place to try to make it all work as a team. So it was cool. It was really cool. That song was, you know, a lot. There was a lot going on. There was a banjo happening and like all sorts of things going on in the room, and we just all were together, so it was cool.
I mean, doing it live like that, especially with people you've been playing with for so long, like I feel like you get to just feed off of each other, and yeah.
Totally.
How
and
much
you feel
of that
so good at the end of it, you know?
How much of, I mean, I guess, so you know, you write all of the songs, but how much of the arrangements do you plan ahead of time, or is that sort of something you guys work out while you're in the studio?
We actually work it out through digital mains. So we do our pre-pro digitally.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
From each other's houses.
Yeah.
So like
remotely?
Yeah, like
okay.
remotely.
Yeah.
Because we learned how to do that during COVID, and that was kind of a good map for how to do pre-production for us, so we don't waste money in the studio.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and we would all put parts down, and it would end up at Jeff's house, Jeff Fielder in Seattle, and he would and our producer Brian and him would talk, and it would be everybody that put their ideas into the bucket, basically, and then Jeff would sort of weed through things and send us different ideas about how to make it all work, and we would slowly get it, and then the demo would be that, and then that's what our map was for recording. But it all, in some ways, it goes out the window when you get into the studio.
Yeah,
I mean, you have it, but you're really, at that point, you are feeding off each other, and that exercise is just to kind of like get you so intimately familiar with the song that other ideas can be spontaneous when you're in the studio.
Yeah, once you get in, it's like just whatever the feeling is.
And the band
moment.
is really, you know, I'm not like doing a lot of directing about parts. They're playing, they're just great at what they do. So, and Jeff does some arrangement help, and he'll be like, man, might you play these two chords instead of those, or put this chord in, or maybe just key change or something. So we're all collaborators, you know, we're collaborators.
That's the beautiful way to do it.
And Matt's in another band called the Honeycutters, Amanda M. Platt and the Honeycutters, and they're amazing. And so Matt's got this whole other career, and he's got a lot of information kind of that we feed off of from that too. Like, we're all in other bands, and it sort of brings the resources into us. Yeah,
and I mean, I'm sure like the different, you know, whatever you're working on at the time with those other bands probably plays into it too.
Yeah, because I listen to the songwriter in his band when I'm writing sometimes, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. I should work on this part of my writing more.
Steal like an artist, right? Isn't that a thing people say?
Yes, exactly.
And with this record too, you had million special guests on this one, like Allison Russell, Natalie Hemby, Sarah Jarosz. I know you had Brandi Carlile on at least one song.
Yeah, one song, yeah.
Which I think was the other one you were going to play for us this morning, right? That's Subway, which I know that song has a really special place to you, if you want to tell us the story behind that one.
Sure, yeah. Subway, I wrote in honor of a woman named Rita Houston that was a DJ up in New York at WFUV, another non-com station, community radio, which I really firmly believe in. And she helped a lot of musicians in the 90s kind of find their footing in the world, you know, especially musicians that were gay and queer and just couldn't really figure out how to hold themselves, you know, in that era, because it was could be very oppressive. But she was kind of like a music first leaning person, you know, so it was all about the music, and she never really judged anything else. So her tastes were vast and wide ranging, and she was just I remember hearing stories where she would try to go to 5 shows in one night, you know, things like that. And I just really, I loved her a lot, and it was a big loss for a lot of people. I mean, everybody really loved her in the music world and the radio world, the non-com world especially. So she lived in New York, and it was during COVID, and I basically was like writing her a letter in this song about, you know, missing her and thinking about her and what she had done, and kind of our lives, both of us as we grew up, sort of through the scene and all that.
Yeah, I know. I'm really sad to have not met her. I've heard a lot about her, and I know a lot of people who work here at Lightning 100 with me have met her working with her at Bonnaroo at the like radio tent there, and I've heard only amazing things about her. So I think it's beautiful that you wrote this tribute for her, and we would love to hear it.
Yeah, we'll play it, and and Brandi did sing on this. She did a choir of Brandi's, which Jeff is gonna. Jeff is gonna.
You're gonna be our choir of Brandi's this morning?
Well, Jeff is from Seattle, so he's got some Brandi.
Yeah, that makes that's close enough.
All right, you want to count me in?
Yeah. Right. 1, 2.
favorite queen of our galaxy. Play these tunes I wrote for her, you and your golden ear and flair for words, and tell us how you hung the stars. 'Cause I am useless in this age and hour, broken pipe dreams and a skyline of water towers. I crave the night, can't shake it from my sight. You knew me every time, you knew me every time. On the way I fell for every mountain range, every endless sky, every painted pony plane, every arrowhead this kid could fly. And on the hoof I found New York, getting groomed for some big tour, holding hands with girls down the streets and avenues. Make it count in the music biz, and that's what you did. Me, I am still wondering, 'cause I crave the trying, can't shake it from my mind. You saw me every time, you saw me every time. Don't take the subway, baby, let's just walk, we'd say, till our longing turns to day. Remember when Alphabet City was a wilderness to you and me, before Rudy had his way. And they kept it all shut down, from Jones Beach to the Mercury Lounge. After you left, it really hit the fan. So we took it to the streets, crying no justice, no peace. All for one for all. Here comes the show. Hey man, turn on your radio. Yeah, we took it to the streets. Freedom is not free. Don't take the subway, baby, let's just walk, we'd say, till our longing turns to day. Remember when Alphabet City was a wilderness to you and me, before Rudy had his way. Well, this Georgia girl has got it bad for New York.
Lightning 100, that is Amy Ray Band live here in the Volume.com studio with a beautiful tribute to the late Rita Houston, who passed away in 2020. That one's called Subway, and yeah, that an absolutely beautiful song. Thank you for playing that.
Thank you. That was so fun to play this with like this acoustic. It was fun. Thanks for letting us do it.
Of course.
Gosh.
We're so happy to have you in here. And so in addition to the two shows you're playing here in Nashville this week, so you just wrapped up one at Basement East, you're opening for Tedeschi Trucks tonight out of the Ryman, which, I mean, Ryman shows are always just
It doesn't get
so
better than
special.
that.
It really does. Except maybe that you're coming back in May to play at the Grand Ole Opry.
This is true. That is a bucket list for me.
That's so, yeah.
You know?
I was going to ask you so I'm assuming that means you've never played the Opry before.
Ever. Emily and I haven't. I mean, my grandma, she was a really big Opry fan and a Hee Haw fan. I can remember she wrote a letter to Hee Haw when I was like 16 and asked them to put her granddaughter on the show.
Oh, really?
She never wrote to Grand Ole Opry, but yeah.
That's so funny.
They answered her. It was no, but you know.
That's nice that they answered, though. Yeah, that's actually
I thought that was
pretty
cool.
impressive. Yeah. Well, that's going to be such a special show.
Yeah, I mean, I can't even like imagine. It's just, I'm going to be nervous, but it's going to be awesome just to be there.
Do you feel like you get nervous for shows often, or is that
Something
reserved
like
for
that.
the special ones?
That's,
I mean, they're all special,
it's
but
weird, but like you'll get nervous at the oddest times.
Yeah.
You know, for the oddest reasons.
Like you can't
but
even necessarily predict
Yeah.
when.
Always nervous to open for Tedeschi Trucks Band, although they are friends and so welcoming, like in a familial way.
Mm-hmm.
It's nerve-wracking to open for that band
Why?
because they're like my favorite live. Like they're so just expansive and good, and as Jeff says, there's a lot of guitar heads in that audience.
I guess that's true. If there's an audience out there who knows what they're watching, it is going to be a Tedeschi Trucks audience.
Yeah, and they don't know us, so it's like, what do we do?
I
But
bet a lot of them know
it's
you.
super fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun to play with them. It's fun to watch the shows, and the Ryman is, it's so special.
It's so special. I mean, every time I go, it's amazing. I
Yeah.
feel so lucky to live in a city with a venue like
you
that.
have the Mother Church in
I
your
know.
city.
I am like really, really lucky. Well, thank you guys so much for coming in
Thanks,
this morning, really, and enjoy the show tonight. Enjoy the Grand Ole Opry show. I know
Thank
the one
you.
tonight is solidly sold out. I think that there are still
It is.
I think there's
Yeah.
still some tickets available for the Grand Ole Opry show, which is May 5th, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah.
So you can still grab your tickets for that one now. And don't forget to listen to the newest album, If It All Goes South, which is out. Thank you again. It's been really fun having you guys on.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks for having us.
Of course.
Super special. All right.
Right now, we got something from the Teskey Brothers. This Will Be Our Year on Lightning 100.